In the future, the film that we have planned will now be shown. You are going to see the clinic of Mauritius. It is one of the clinics of the future. To start with, it's like a house of hair. Everything is under one roof. Everything starts with diagnosis. We start by diagnosis. A dermatologist or an expert will carry out analyses with hair analyzer and the hair anticipation concept. Then, when we know exactly the causes for the hair loss, we can send the patient for treatment, either for deep treatment, medical treatment, or a treatment such as a natural treatment, as we saw earlier. And when it is a case of hair loss correction, then in the same clinic, there is, on the one hand, the unit for capillary expert who will apply hair contacts and hair integration. Today, it is mostly hair integration, which we will now see. You saw this earlier. It is the technique which represents about 50% of the requests of people who want to correct their baldness. It is, in fact, nearly 60% of requests from clients are for hair integration. So, on the one hand, there will be the non-medical side with capillary experts, and these baldness correction techniques. And then, when the patient wishes to find their real hair again, which will grow for the rest of their lives, because the hair taken from the nape of the neck, when they are put on the front of the head, will then grow for the rest of the patient's life, because they keep the genetic memory of the area from which they were taken. So now we are moving over to the medical side of things. This is the domain of surgeons, nurses. Under the same roof, we find detailed diagnosis, deep treatment, medical treatment, and natural treatments. And we also find the unit for hair pieces and hair integration with capillary experts, and on the other hand, we have the hair grafts. Two of these clinics already exist, one in Mauritius and one in Casablanca. All of this is already in place. But I think that in the future, others will open in the United States, in Japan, probably in the United States before Japan, and then certainly in France. So I think what we can now say is that bringing under one roof all of the techniques to combat hair loss, as we have done in this Congress today, all hair loss correction techniques, as we have also done in this Congress, whether they be medical or non-medical, because each man, each woman has the right to choose objectively what they feel comfortable with. Some people are fine with being bald, and they have the right to stay bald. But if they want to get their hair back, then they must have the possibility to do so. We do not want hair loss to be the end of the story.